So it sounds to me like you're a part of the solution. So I want to backtrack a little bit about when you touched on, like, lighter skin being more superior. So do you think there's a such thing, within the Black community as like a light skin privilege?
As bad as it may sound, I do think it exists within the Black community, and I think it's evident when you think about the music that you listen to. Especially, I listen to music a lot, and when you think about rappers or R&B singers or whoever it is they may be, hip hop artists, a lot of their lyrics, not all of them, but a lot of it is geared towards them liking light-skinned women more. So I think that does enforce the idea that there's a what did you say?
A light skin privilege.
A light skin privilege, because when you hear songs like that, like, I don't know, Lil Wayne said, I like them long hair, thick red bone. Red bone is light skin. So I feel like when he says that, or someone else who says it, when they keep saying it and you keep hearing it from different artists, you do feel like, oh, there's a preference, or oh, this woman next to me who is lighter is going to be picked first, because you feel like that's what people want. And so yeah, I do think light skin privilege does exist, and especially if you see it over and over on social media, people who don't look like you, I do think it creates that, and yeah, it sucks, but it does exist, I believe.
So, Miss Music, I want to go back to music, because I actually do like this song, by the way. So, you listen to a lot of music, I know personally, but who is the artist you can think of who does play a role in that inclusion? Because the song that comes to my head, and it's so crazy, is I'm sorry, I know people are probably tired of hearing about Beyonce, but that verse, like, I like my baby hair with baby hair and afro, like, I love that verse. I'm sorry, and like, I'm not like a diehard Beyonce fan. I love what she stands for. So who's an artist that you can think of who's all about like the inclusion in the Black Power movement, who's uplifting, Black women, whether dark skin or light skin?
Okay. I probably can't recite the lyrics besides that Lil Wayne lyric, just because I've heard it so many times and it's like a popular song. But I would definitely say that like Alicia Keys is one of them. I think Janelle Monáe.
Oh yeah.
Who else?
She don't get enough exposure, but go ahead.
I'm trying to think of men. I think Jay-Z is on a whole new
wave. So, yes. But he's always been a part of the Black Power movement, though. Yeah, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I feel like even more now. Like his last album, 444, was just. I think it solidified the fact that he's definitely trying to uplift his people more than he has in the past. Okay. Not to say that he hasn't done it before, but this was like that type of album.
It's not like underwritten, like he's making it clear as day.
Yeah. Who else? I'm trying to think of maybe people who are younger. I don't know, but so far those three definitely are like the people who I can just automatically think of who influenced that.
So you don't think Kendrick Lamar?
Oh yeah, Kendrick Lamar.
I was waiting!
I forgot him because he's like my favorite.
I was waiting. I'm like, let me throw the ball. Let me throw the ball.
Kendrick Lamar, definitely. I feel like it's new though. Like before, this whole, melanin movement, I think people kind of, I won't say kept it on a hush, but it wasn't as outspoken as it is now. But I definitely do think that music is transforming and just being more pro-Black and understanding that we are special, we are important, we are just as good, and there shouldn't be any separation within the race. So I definitely think music is changing for the better, and you're starting to hear more and more of that.
Inclusion that she talks about.
Yeah.
All right, so we're coming to a closing, but as you guys know, I always like to leave on a good note. And I know she included this in her answers already, but I'm just gonna ask again because, like you said, you gotta keep hearing it, keep seeing it. So, how do you feel about your skin color? What does your skin color mean to you? When you wake up in the morning every day and you look in the mirror, like, tell us, what do you see?
When I wake up and I take a look in the mirror, I see an image of a person who's just beautiful. And I would think that regardless of whether or not I woke up and I magically was dark skinned, I feel like that's just a small part of what makes someone who they really are. I don't think people should pay too much attention to their complexion, because that's just, when you think about everything else, that's not what makes you who you are at the end of the day. But yes, I do. I love my complexion, but at the same time, I don't dwell on it, because you can be a rotten individual on the inside, and at the end of the day, your complexion is not going to save you.
Amen.
So that's that. And as far as changing how people see colorism, I just think there needs to be more inclusion. I think it starts with children first, because children are sponges. They absorb everything, and even when you don't think they're paying attention, they are paying attention, and they'll say some stuff later on in the week that'll just throw you off, that you didn't know that they picked up. But I think that if we're gonna start, it has to start with them. There has to be more education, and just people have to enforce the idea that just because you might look different, and this is just beyond colorism, but just because you're a different race or your sexuality is different, I just think that they need to enforce the idea of love, and that everybody is the same when you just peel away those layers. And there just needs to be more images of different people in the world put out into the media, because people watch television all the time, people are on their cell phones all the time, people are reading magazines, and magazines have pictures and front covers and back covers. So if you only have this one idea of a person splashed all across these different channels and media outlets, of course it's going to take a toll on you and brainwash you to think that something is just this and not that. So I think that there needs to be more inclusion in these markets, so people grow up and see themselves rather than just see something completely different, and have the effect of not enforcing the idea of acceptance. So it was beautiful.
That's all for y'all. But thank you for coming today. Oh, it's so good to see you.
I'm happy to be
She
here.
owes me a date, you guys. We still haven't met up or anything. I'm mad at her. But thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you've learned something. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to leave a comment below or DM me. That's how you say it, right? DM me. Yeah.
Hop in
my DM. And continue to give me feedback. Thank you so much for tuning in, and see you later.
That I never knew this heart of mine will always and forever belong to you. You and me were meant to be as one. The universe has known